all on its own.
Good to go.
Jack Crowley will get us underway. So much about Crowley and Prendergast. Ian Madigan will tell you, if those in shirts 1 to 9 don't perform, you can forget about what happens at 10. And Munster go tearing into Leinster to start, and Jamison Gibson-Park will get his first touch of the new season. And Leinster will go about trying to exit, and they'll be as aware as anybody that Munster will come hyped and ready to go, and they'll be looking to take the air out of any early efforts from Munster by doing the basics right, and Gibson-Park goes to the air. Big day for Jordan Larmour over on that far side, knocked back though by Shane Daly, or not forward I should say, by Shane Daly, so we will go back
and there was a
for the scrum.
Not on you.
See if we can hear the referee. We can.
We get back to the scrum.
Snyman is there. We're going to have the first scrum
on
of the evening. And this, well, all over the pitch there are mini battles, but you'd think that Michael Milne in particular will be pumped and ready to go in that Munster front row. Caelan Doris looks on.
Yeah, Mikey Milne will be disappointed to not have been selected for the November internationals. On the other side of the scrum, on the opposite side, Paddy McCarthy picked ahead of him off the back of a few really impressive performances for Leinster this season. But starting off the game, great start from Munster there. Jack Crowley controlled the controllables. Excellent restart with good hang time, and Takir Abrahams getting up and forcing Leinster to exit from deep. Nice attacking opportunity this. Munster got to cover the backfield. Can Leinster move the point of contact to the width?
Advantage.
Referee sticks out an arm, the crowd delighted. Leinster have advantage. Jamison Gibson-Park gets them moving. Prendergast, but up quickly comes the Munster line, led by Farrell, who makes the tackle, and then there's a sharp blast of the whistle, and we'll go back over that far side. But Farrell, how good has he been? You forget that it's really age rather than anything else. You think keeping him out of the Irish setup, because he's just been so good in attack and defence.
Number 1 red under pressure.
Yeah, on the eye, it doesn't look like he's moving particularly quickly, but he is. It's got to do with his gait and, and how he carries himself. But any time he's played for Munster over the last year and a half, he's stepped up. He was, without doubt, their best player in that crucial win that they got against Edinburgh. And off to a really good start there. Excellent read, bided his time, and then shot out of the line and took Prendergast down.
Guys, as I said, the marking said Munster out, so please take a step. Munster, take a step. You are inside your own half.
Tricky old evening 62. For hookers throwing to the line out and kickers off the tee. So expect maybe a little inaccuracy at times. I'd be surprised if they go short, which they do. And it's in the midfield with Robbie Henshaw noticeably again up quickly through Gleeson. Munster come just to shut off any opportunity of Leinster getting into gear, but they've infringed. Advantage being played to Leinster, so a free play. Back inside it goes. Away goes Jordan Larmour. On his shoulder is support, and R.G. Snyman gets those big levers free. And James Lowe is about 7 metres short of the Munster line. Prendergast looking to spread it. Van der Flier runs into the immovable object that is Edwin Adogbo. Good defensive work from Munster, really strong. Now they completed the breakdown. They've turned it over, and for all of Leinster's flair to make the break, that's a really good defensive shift from Munster to turn it over, and Coughlin will complete the job, although it's not going to find its way to touch. Confusion between Lowe and Osborne. It's swept up by Alex Soroka. Gibson-Park in this game, as you'd expect in the opening minutes, being played at 100 miles an hour. Gibson-Park left a little bit of room, and he accepted it gratefully, and it's continue on. Now Tadhg Furlong is free. The big beasts in the jungle are being allowed to roam. Van der Flier
on the chest again.
There for Gibson-Park. Prendergast probing the narrower of the two sides. Lack of accuracy, and Munster.
Still your ball. Was going
well, they won't get the turnover. That one is allowed to develop, and Simon Zebo has made his way up to join us. Zeebs, your opening thoughts?
Yeah, it's been a frantic start to the game. Very excited. Good to see R.G. Snyman getting a carry at his old teammate Tadhg Byrne there. Things are heating up very nicely, though. Great opening start to the game.
Yeah, really creative play from Leinster there. They managed to expose Munster just around the breakdown, got into their 22, and myself and Simon were speaking before the game. We were looking at Edwin warming up. What a big, impressive athlete. And Zeebs, you were telling me he's particularly good at actually getting over the ball and poaching.
Oh.
And he came up with a huge one there in the Munster 22.
Just as I was making my way up, yeah, he is incredibly solid over the ball for such a tall guy, for such a powerful boy, to be able to have that ability to just get down to zero. And he's very tough and durable in there. He's hard boy to move, so that's a good, promising start for Edwin, who's obviously had his tough times with injury. So great to see him start the game well.
Andrew Smith just receiving a little bit of attention. I tell you what, the thought of RG Snyman, or indeed Tadhg Furlong, coming at me when they get up ahead of steam, oh, it's a sight to behold.
Yeah, but they're the ones you look for in big derby matches. RG won that first battle anyway. I'll be looking for Tadhg to get him back, because he had a clean run up at him and he sat him down, you know. He ran into Edwin and Tadhg and he came out victorious on that occasion. So that will need to change if Munster want to have a foothold in this game.
Yeah, he's a tricky man to defend because his offloading game is so strong. He can try and target the ball, but he's the ability to get his hands free, and real power guy as well.
Speaking of power, Leinster deliver some at the scrum and they have advantage, and Gibson-Park will try to pop it back inside.
Up under pressure, Lucette.
Max Deegan couldn't get a hold of it. Deegan, in case you hadn't been aware, in as a late call, well, late-ish this morning, in place of Jack Conan, who has an injury. It's a sign of the ridiculous depth that you can have Caelan Doris out injured, go to the 6-time Test Lion number 8, who then gets injured, and who do you reach for? Max Deegan.
Yeah, you just got to feel sorry for the likes of Gavin Coombs in that situation. He can't catch a break, the poor fella. But it is, their depth is ridiculous, and they have all their assets on full display here now, but Munster need to shut them out.
Rónan Kelleher. Ryan to the maul. Leinster go. Munster do a really strong job of defending that to start with, but Leinster get a little bit of a roll going, and the momentum has got them over. Kelleher pops out on the far side, almost unopposed. After a really strong Munster set, they couldn't hold the second wave. A little bit of afters. The net result, Leinster first on the board.
Yeah, brave decision from Leinster here to turn down 3 points and go to the corner. Good line-out drill. You can see they just get set here and then patient, trying to find the path of least resistance. It's a bit of a stalemate initially, and then they feel like they're winning that corner. And then the Jets come on. We see Josh coming in. And once it breaks up like that, it was inevitable for Munster. Kelleher does well to find his way through to the try line.
Just getting access through the set piece. The scrum penalty is really going to hurt Munster if they continue in that form. Like Leinster, once they get into your 22, get their maul game going, their scrum, they're very, very difficult to stop. So discipline needs to be addressed by Munster early doors.
Prendergast on a difficult day for kickers, starts well, and Leinster lead it by 7 points to 0. You notice there, all the heads are down and going about their business, and once that second wave comes, just not able to hold it. Max Deegan will gather the restart. So important already to say Munster need to be the ones that score next.
Yeah, these restarts, they're so important. Can you get a set piece in the opponent's half? Again, good restart from Crowley, pinning Leinster back.
Hold in front, Blue. Hold on.
Jack Crowley's coming from a long way back and dealt with it really well. Good step, good offload. Farrell, equally a good offload. Smith, chip and chase. Gibson-Park scampers back. The ball bounces away from him. He brings it back behind his own line and somehow gets free. Looks like Andrew Smith is injured over on that far side again. Hamstring, Simon.
For sure. The way he pulled up, he was going 100% on that chase. Great chip and chase, the right option, but unfortunately looks like now he's just pulled up. But that's what we want to see more of from Munster. I want to see a bit more pragmatic rugby. I want to see them, like Leinster did to Munster, stick the ball up on Prendergast, get your knees into the contest, up, make it a collision, you know, force it into a scrappy contest. So more of that from Munster would be great, but
yeah, and that's what Munster capitalised on well there. It wasn't a good exit kick. Crowley uncontested in the air, did really well to take it, got a great offload away, another offload backed up by Tom Farrell, and then play the ball in behind. Yeah, Munster do that so well.
Brilliant. Yeah, simple rugby, but incredibly effective.
Really hard on Smith.
Poor fella.
Gutted, absolutely gutted. Everybody wants to play on a day like today, and his ends after 9 minutes. We spoke in your absence about the strength that Munster do have on the bench today. Nankivell, the perfect example of that. They'll have to readjust, but a good man to have. Munster's turn to go to the ball. It may not be a full house, but it's a noisy house on the Joneses Row as Coughlin gets his hands on it, and Munster decide to go to their back line. Crowley looks to barrel his way through and gets forward momentum. Coughlin again. And now it's the turn of Dermot Barron. 5 metre line is the gain line. Munster need to get across it. Farrell just about gets back to it. Coughlin continuing out that narrow side, milling around the corner. Good defensive effort from Leinster. No ground gained by the men in red. And that one slips away from a dogfight.
It just needed a bit more sympathy on the pass there from Ethan Coughlin, who's a fantastic player. I'm very excited to see how he goes in the rest of this game, but he just, passed too hard at Edwin there.
Yeah, just for me there, Steve, Munster, they've moved their way across the 5 metre line, but there wasn't any carry there that really won the physical contact. It was interesting listening to McMillan after the Edinburgh game. He spoke about wanting his players to go through and under the opposition, which he didn't quite have there.
I haven't seen the replay yet, but there was a phase prior to a phase or two prior to Edwin's knock on there. Jack Crowley swung beautifully out the back of Tom Farrell, and you just think if he got that ball, he had a winger on his hip, that they had a mismatch there out on the edge, and Jordan Larmour would have been in a world of pain. But unfortunately, it didn't come. Tense moments, players might tighten up, not give that extra pass, but if they keep missing these little opportunities, Leinster, you'd imagine, will capitalise the other end.
Rónan, are you okay?
Some concern from Rowan Kelleher over on that far side. Leinster's turn to have the medical team out and about, but he looks okay to continue. He'll get a firm test right here. A 5 metre scrum Leinster's put in.
Yeah, and I was okay, guys. Stop discussion.
Wouldn't surprise me, Ryle, if we don't see this ball coming out. The first 2 scrums of the game looked like both sides of the scrum were moving forward for Leinster. Obviously got 2 Lions and recent international call up, and Paddy McCarthy on the near side.
Crouch! Boy!
Easy to forget coming into this game. Leinster in 10th at the start of this weekend in the URC table. Munster in 2nd, having won all 3 of their games.
That's all.
Great to see.
Here's the mark.
The voice of Simon Zebo alongside Ian Madigan in the commentary box.
While we're at that, great to see Ulster getting another bonus point win against the Sharks. 3 from 3, 15 from 15 points.
Terrific
What's rare is wonderful.
Terrific performance in South Africa from Ulster this afternoon.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Quite a significant delay since we last had played, but on we go. And to Ian Madigan's point, Leinster turned the screw in the scrum. They had the advantage, and they'll now need it, having spilled the ball in midfield. That wasn't so much on Henshaw, more on Gibson-Park for the pass.
No, but even with those penalty advantages, Leinster have had, I think, 3, maybe 4 of them now, and they haven't made any use of them. They're a lovely opportunity to play, albeit from deep, test your opposition in the wide channels.
Yeah, just for me, back to the scrum there, just on the setup defensively from Munster. Alex Nankivell.
Tucker Abrahams keeps the ball in play. He's electric when he gets moving. Those little feet of his dancing. Crossfield kick from Crowley is picked off by Osborne, and that was well off the mark, with Farrell, the intended target, way out wide.
Good anchor on the body.
Munster lucky to escape with just turning over possession. Gibson-Park along the deck to Tadhg Furlong, who shows soft hands to pick it up, but he's wrestled backwards. The ball is loose, a little bit scrappy from both sides. Leinster in particular in possession haven't really minded the
Dipping down play on
ball particularly well. RG Snyman slow
And
to get to his feet, top of your picture. Got to factor in the conditions as well, though. Wind blowing around out there, slippy underfoot. There's been rain coming through as Crowley just about gets away. Oh, that's really good. Great feet for Henshaw. Great determination to get away from Lowe. Here he is once more. That one with Thacker Abrahams. Now he's got space in front of him. Trying to keep up with him is part of the battle. Ball presented for Coughlin. Pulled back by Byrne. Crowley's warming to it. Milne. Through the hands it goes. Munster, best passage of play we've seen from them in terms of continuity. But just as I say it, Crowley
It's
in
not
traffic.
by the winger because the charge down is okay by the lock.
Didn't look like it was on.
At this level, Royal, everything unfolds quickly in front of you, but that was a brilliant passage from Crowley. Takes that high ball, beats Lowe, beats another defender, sharp right foot step, and then gets himself straight back into the next phase of play. Ball doesn't go to hand, but the space was there, Zeebs.
Fantastic. I just love how he's promoting himself. He's looking for the ball as much as possible, trying to get as many touches as he can. He's making himself available for second touches, and it's not just ball in hand. He's looking at all the options on the go. The crossfield kick didn't come off a while ago. Frawley Osborne nearly went the length, luckily enough for Dan Kelly's tackle there, but I just love the variation in his play. He's keeping the backfield guessing, and he's such a run threat with ball in hand that he's beating defenders now, and he's getting into a groove. He's finding his rhythm. It's exciting from Munster point of view.
Yeah, we're blessed here with this high vantage point. That crossfield kick was on, but I think in his head he was probably thinking, I'm going to run this, I'm going to run this, and then the opportunity opened up late. But in that time, he got through his workspace and wasn't quite able to get the kick away.
Yeah. Sometimes you need 5-10 minutes early doors in a game to feel out these limitations, you know, the depth and awareness and what you can and cannot do. And I think now he knows his range and the line speed that's coming towards him. He has less time on the ball.
Both teams bringing really impressive line speed.
I love it. Great to see.
Leinster need to be careful trying to get the squeeze on really early there. Can't do it too early. Crossfield again. Abrahams in position. Great feet, great pace. Gibson-Park just about holds the South African down. Now it's Wycherley. Munster back to within 5 meters. They took an early blow with that try, looking to answer back right now. Coughlin. Beautiful hands once more. O'Donoghue looking for help. He gets it in the shape of Kelly.
Yes, you have the advantage.
But
still advantage
Leinster
for offside.
force Munster back. Farrell, Nankerville. Good step from Alex Nankerville. Runs into another big blue tackle. Soroka was the man. Munster threatening.
Last look.
It's been a cracking response. The Dogboat showing all that power and strength to drag Munster to within a metre. Milne against his own side. Will he get there? Just short. They keep knocking at the door. The big ball carrier is being asked to find another half a metre at most.
Hands off!
Milne wants another go at this, does he? Won't get it. Passed off. And Tadhg is on his back and he's held up. He's held up.
Tadhg, you're on the line and then you're pushed back. You go back to the infringement for offside.
And we'll go back for a penalty to Munster for offside.
Number 1 blue, guys, HIA.
Even though he's coming after my try-scoring record, I would have loved to see Gavin Coombs in that position. He is a very hard man to stop.
I saw the corner of my eyes.
Really nice start to that passage of play, Royal. Like, I can't describe to you how difficult the skill it is to do a chip crossfield kick going right to left as a right footer. It's so easy to put too much on that. Prendergast coming in, trying to put the kicks, the pressure on, blocking it down, and Thacker did so well to take that. I just think Munster can keep it a little bit tighter. I think they're trying to go to the space when they're getting into that position. They're trying to move the ball to the space too quickly.
Do you know what? I like the bravery.
So
Josh, good to go.
Munster had to deal with an early injury through Andrew Smith. Now Leinster have got to deal one. Paddy McCarthy's gone, and well, Andrew Porter is in. We'll come back to that. momentarily. Right now, it's about Munster and their continued search for their first try of the afternoon, and they have it! Munster are over. Job done. It's Gleeson who comes up with it, brought in to do just that job. The young man gets his try, and Munster and those that are here in red are hearing their voices around this stadium.
We are on the
That's a fantastic score from Brian Gleeson. He's not short of bravery. The man always wants his hands on the ball. He's as dynamic as they come. Very difficult man to stop in those situations. You can see the want and the desire in him to get over the line. That's a brilliant score, and hopefully now for the Munster fans, Jack can add the extras.
Dynamic.
17.5 minutes on the clock as Crowley lines up the additional 2. Up go the flags. And if you're a neutral and you were writing the script, 7 points apiece at the end of the first quarter would have been exactly what you wrote down.
That's absolutely, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what you want to see. But it's the intensity from both sides, particularly in defence, is vicious, and it has set this up to be a fantastic rest of the game. But what a start we've had. 7 apiece. Here we go.
Relieving kick is picked up by Jamie Osborne, who runs into a big tackle, and a fair and legal tackle. Just check who comes up from the bottom of that ruck. It was Gleeson, the try scorer. R.G. Snyman through the gap again, but this time his offload is to the wrong man. It's to Gleeson once more. That's 3 pretty significant interventions in the last 60 seconds from young Brian Gleeson.
On the chest.
Coughlin has a little look around to see where his number 10 is. Crowley thought about going down the line, then went more midfield, where it's picked up by Jordan Larmer, in of course for Tommy O'Brien, who pulled out last night. And where is this one off to? Has to be dealt with by Crowley. Tell you what, you want to have nerves of steel to try that one. Try it he did, deliver it he did. Osborne again, who started it all off, but he's caught in the backfield. And Munster
on the ball.
Have definitely
on the ball.
had the better of the last 10 minutes.
There's no result.
I tell you what, they're well up for this game, which is unbelievable to see. What an atmosphere is really building here. Jack got himself in a little bit of a tricky situation with his lack thereof of backfield cover, but the footwork to get in between the 2 defenders is top quality, and he has that confidence. It's through the roof, and you can see it in his early performance here.
And then he drops it onto the left foot. Oh, I love it.
Madigan-esque. It's Madigan-esque.
I didn't have that in the locker.
Oh, you did, my boy.
But yeah, like Leinster were throwing all they could at Munster there, but they just hung in there. I think Gleeson came up with a big intercept off the back of a half break from RG. And that's what you got to do. You just got to hang in there and then wait for someone to come up with a big play, which Gleeson certainly did in that instance with the turnover.
Tell you what, that Munster team, they look confident. It strikes me clear as day. There's a confidence in the air here. I think it could be a special old performance if they continue in this vein.
You know, we talk about the pressure and the focus on the players, particularly on the Crowley Prendergast thing this week. Rightly or wrongly, that's where the focus of attention has been, and you wonder how they cope with the pressure. But great players in any code, in any game, they're the moments they thrive for, and you can see it in Crowley. He's loving it out there.
Absolutely. He's just looking for the ball, and he knows he can impact this game heavily when he's in the zone. And Paul doesn't go to hand, but
Nankivell has it and tries a little offload to Shane Daly. Doesn't come off. Leinster committed. Ringrose.
Yeah,
I think you touched on it there, Royal. Pressure can do one of 2 things to you. It can make you shrink, or it can make you step up. I think we're seeing with Crowley today. He's stepping up. It hasn't been a perfect 20 minutes from him, but he's stepping up. He's putting his hand up. He's calling the ball on himself. He's directing his team around.
Nice being checked, guys.
Really good opening quarter from him.
And he's comfortable when it's not perfect. He knows going into each game he's going to make a couple of mistakes, but it's that ability to forget immediately that what separates his mentality from the rest, in my opinion.
say it standing beside two guys that used to do that for fun in those circumstances. Oh, what an offload. Munster have it out wide. Tackle Abrahams backs himself. Electric eel through the first two Leinster tackles, but they hold on.
Away two.
The pace and the accuracy of the Munster attack on that occasion was a sight to behold.
Rónan
at the bottom of a messy breakdown that Leinster almost had their hands on. It's a cracking game. That was knocked forward, and Leinster will get the put in to the scrum. But let's go all the way back to that offload in midfield that left many of us breathless.
It's the handling. I said it since round one against the Scarlets that the handling from Munster's backline in particular this season looks to be on a different level, and the confidence is through the roof. They're away at Croke Park against Leinster defending champions, but they're not going to die wishing. They're not going to die hoping. They're going out in their shield and they're throwing everything at them, and it's fantastic rugby so far from both sides.
I had it, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we have Munster coming up against this high Leinster press. Leinster trying to prevent the ball going into the wide channels. Munster know the space is theirs, and that's why they have the bravery to throw the offloads.
Exactly, and it doesn't matter if the ball goes on the floor, hits the deck on the way to the destination, it's still the right option, and they're going through with it. We've seen a couple of balls hit the deck, but it's the intent, it's the ambition. That's what we want to see.
While proper concern out there, sorry Simon to cut across you, there's proper concern out there for Jordan Larmour. See Jimmy O'Brien making his way down.
Yeah, it's the tackler. I saw it on the screen.
Terrific sight, isn't it?
Best stadium in the world.
And we've the best seats in the house. Yeah, concern for Larmour there. I don't know if he caught a knee or a hip in the tackle.
Yeah,
it's been frustrating for him the last year or so, but he looked really sharp in that opening 20 minutes. Really good bit of footwork and finding the space. The doctor's taking all the time here, but I imagine we'll see Jimmy come in.
I'm gonna stay on that side now, Peter. So just keep on doing the same.
Well, he's going to get up under his own steam, which is a serious relief, because there was a moment there of real concern. He's definitely going for a HIA, and in truth I don't think we'll see him again. Jimmy O'Brien is a very able replacement. He's had wretched luck, Jordan Larmour, wretched.
Yeah, I'd love to see him catch a break and be able to string 8, 9, 10 performances together, you know. And poor fella's had horrible luck. He's an X-factor player, always love watching him play. He's a terrific young lad, but...
He loves this fixture as well. Remember that try he got down in Thomond a few years ago where...
He's well aware of that derby, and I love to see it. I love to see it, and I wish him all the best. I hope it's not a lengthy injury. Fingers crossed to be back next week.
All the way.
Munster
stop. Use it.
Tried to get an early shove on that, but Leinster dealt with it and have a hold of possession once again. 23 minutes have flown by at Croke
Stop
Park.
them pulling. And use it. No, use it. No, it's not.
It's a good clearing kick from Gibson-Park. Of course, a number of players on both sides injured or unavailable for this, particularly you think of Craig Casey today and the impact that he might have had. Of course, Ali Yeager, Calvin Nash also out, Tom Ahern, Alex Kendall and Niall Scannell, and for Leinster, you know, Joe McCarthy, Harry Byrne, you know, Caelan Doris, of course. Those that are here have royally entertained in the opening 23 minutes or so. Little kick for Farrell to chase. Oh! Take a bow. That was out of the top drawer. Great vision to see it, had the ability to execute it.
Unbelievable play. They called it from the starter. They saw the space was there, but it's the execution under severe pressure. That Leinster line speed coming at him, but he was just super cool. His body language didn't give away the chip too much or too early. And Tom Farrell, what a beautiful one-handed take over Osborne. It's just a beautiful score. Well constructed, well executed. Munster in the lead.
Really smart from Munster. You have two options. You can either try and go around this press or go over it. Crowley just drops it onto the foot. Perfect, right in that window. And real bravery from Tom Farrell there to get up there with one hand.
And it's the variation off of the move. The setup, it's not just for it's just for Tom Farrell. Dan Kelly was running in overs. There's lots of deception there to keep the Leinster minds guessing, so they don't know it's the chip too early, and lo and behold, Tom Farrell sneaks through.
51,859 souls in Croke Park, and the vast majority of them will have appreciated the skill but not enjoyed the outcome, as Munster hit the front 14 points to 7. Coughlin with the kick to the air. Osborne allowed to come back down to ground by Nankivell, who could never compete, and Munster over it again. And they have the turnover.
Mark is here, please. Make sure you're on the spot.
Just momentarily isolated. And at this level, you're going to get punished.
It's an excellent kick from Ethan Coughlin. Perfect distance, just as Osborne's catching it. He's getting hit by Nankivell. And then you have one of the best poachers in the world in Tadhg Byrne, straight over the ball. And only one Leinster player in Garry Ringrose trying to clear out two bodies. You're not going to win that contest. And after a score, that's such a big play to be able to get out of your own territory like that.
Ethan Coughlin started really well. I know he had one overly hard pass to Edwin Adogbo, but what he lacks in potential speed that Crazy gives, or accuracy of pass, he's a nuggety character, and he kicks very well, and he gets real stuck in, so it's great to see he started again really well.
Variation at the front of the line out from Munster that secured possession through Milne, and now Ryan and Coughlin will get his hands on it. Crowley to the air once again, and this has caused some discomfort for Leinster so far, and continues to, as Farrell picks and goes, drives Munster forward. They can feel like they're in the ascendancy right now, and they're trying to make it count on the scoreboard. Crowley from a standing start in traffic can't find his way around Josh van der Flier. Adogbo goes in, but goes in too late. It's Leinster's turn to throw a heavy punch and to turn the ball back over.
Yeah, after winning that high ball, that's the prime time to attack. Munster just weren't quite able to get themselves realigned, but it's on that next phase when you're attacking against a disjointed defence. And Leinster did well to hang in there.
They just kind of got it caught in between two stools, because when you regather the contestable inside the 22, you're into your green zone attack then. And I think Munster just got caught on the hop a little bit there. They were missing pods, and players were trying to get into position and just missed out on that clean out there on Henshaw, I think it was, who came up with a really important turnover, because Munster looked like they were in the ascendancy there.
Peter, clearly inside Leinster half, please. Clearly inside.
A word on this guy, Simon. He's had his injury problems to start with, but no questioning the talent, ability and threat that he carries.
Incredible. As good a counter-attacking threat as I've seen in European rugby. He is electric, but he just adds that point of difference to the Munster attack. When they go to edges, he is making the X-factor things happen.
Now we have we have to make a decision.
Yeah, he's worth his weight in gold. He's been a fantastic signing up there with Alex Nankivell in terms of top quality signings we've had in the recent years.
Oh, this is a very sad sight. Brian Gleeson is not in a position to continue, but what a half an hour he's had at Croke Park.
Incredible pass from the young man. And a well-able replacement in Gavin Coombs coming on here now, who'll be well up for this game, given the selection disappointment during the week. So I'm looking for a big performance from Gav.
I think that was in the contact with Deegan rather than in the contact with the ground.
It looked like Deegan's head hit into his forearm or his elbow. He's very uncomfortable down there.
Really not straight.
but not competed, I guess the referee
Lost
will
now.
say.
He was right there next to him.
Don't play the 9.
Good tackle from Kelly, who's worked well for Munster in defence. Osborne has been busy, hasn't
Lost
he?
now.
Gibson-Park, Furlong pops it off to Snyman, and Furlong creating their own little show. Lowe gets in on the act, James Ryan there as well. And Leinster stringing a pass or two together. That was hard on Deegan from Coons. But Leinster will get the penalty.
The 9 was there to play the ball.
Tadhg not happy.
No.
Rightly so, I think.
It's here, and please make sure you're kicking on the spot. So the spot is here. You can take a few steps backwards instead in front, please. Thanks.
So then, through the boot of Sam Prendergast, Leinster found their way into decent territory.
It's very quiet in here, lads. Very quiet, lads.
It's an important passage of play for Leinster. They haven't had any dominance since the first 5 minutes.
Around the corner comes their try scorer, Rónan Kelleher, and then O'Brien, and he's cut down, and Van der Flier is wrapped up by a couple of ravenous Munster defenders. Snyman, Deegan, all the time the ball with those little basketball, or what do we call them? They're definitely nice little offloads out the back side door. Big lever again from Snyman to get him going. Prendergast's kick is not a particularly good one. Abraham's read that one all day, will call the mark, and it's a pretty straightforward exit.
Terrible passage of play from Leinster there. It looks so nonchalant with the offloads. I'm all for offloading when you're through the contact and the offload is on, but there's one or two, one from Deegan there, another from Snyman, and there's too many balls hitting the deck from a Leinster point of view. And then there's a kick to absolutely nothing down the middle of the field, and it's an easy exit here off that mark called by Thacker Abrahams.
He kicks it right down the throat of James Lowe, who gratefully accepts and accelerates and sees an opportunity to bring Andrew Porter into the game, straightens the line. Leinster get numbers there. Ball is presented. Prendergast on the front foot, tries to accelerate through the gap, and Wycherley cuts him down. Narrow side continues to be worked by Leinster, but again, the accuracy not what they would want from themselves, and it's back with Snyman once more. Gibson-Park. Robbie Henshaw, who's had a busy start to the season. Gibson-Park again, Prendergast, all happening behind the gain line. Soroka looking to burst a hole and picks out Conan and Crowley, and is able to get a bit of forward momentum. Tadhg was over it for a moment, but lost his feet, had to leave it alone. Snyman with Porter latched on the back. That's a big unit moving forward.
Narrow here.
Better from O'Brien. Lowe came on the angle and knocked it forward. The pass not particularly sympathetic, and James Lowe couldn't control it. Munster have a turned over. Farrell with a little deft offload again.
Back to the advantage, guys.
Then we'll go back because there was no real advantage accruing.
Yeah, it's a better passage of play from Leinster. They were taking the ball on, winning the contact, and then you said it, Steve's live. They got Munster short. I think Lowe needs to stay out in that channel. That's a 3v2 for me. Shifted to Lowe, and then
it's just a poor read of the situation running that short line. If he stayed out wide there, squared up and drew and passed, looks like Munster could have been in a world of pain. But that's just the team of the halves for Leinster. In my opinion, they don't seem to be on the same page. They're not that same fluid attack that we're used to seeing, and there's a bit of lackadaisical attitude I can get from in terms of offloading and balls to deck.
I can hear people screaming at you about their attitude, but what I will say is there any mitigating circumstances from number of players returning, new patterns, lack of familiarity, lack of game time? From Leinster's perspective, will they use that as an excuse, or do you feel it's not been good enough from them?
No, certainly we can see that the bit of cohesion there with Gibson-Park coming back in. It's his first game of the season. James Lowe, Jimmy O'Brien there. Jimmy wouldn't have been selected to be in the 23 this week, obviously getting called in late. But you can still, Riley, you can still go back to your carry game and give your team clear breakdowns to target. And what I would say is maybe they're concerned about Munster's poaching threats, and that's why they're trying to keep the ball alive.
Yeah, good action. You will use that excuse.
Time off, guys. Time off, guys. Number 9. Number 9, please come. It's already struggling to keep the scrum up. Okay, so when you present the ball, I expect you to feed it immediately. Otherwise, it creates a lot of unbalance. Happy? Sorry, guys. Okay. Thank you.
I think Munster are going to be looking to get this ball in and out quickly. Leinster definitely have had dominance in this scrum. Don't have had any week a reporter coming on.
No, absolutely not.
Is this his first scrum since coming on? I think it could be. Maybe a second. One scrum exit.
Channel 1 here now. Fling it to the back, to the 8 feet. And
That's
hoof it down the field.
Yeah. Adapt, please. Rónan, thanks. Crouch! Bind! Set! Stepping backwards. Stepping backwards.
Stepping backwards,
yeah, not keeping pressure.
is the referee's interpretation of Munster's action at that scrum. And
not keeping pressure.
He's offers a free kick rather than a full penalty, so it'll be a tap from Lowe and a go from Deegan. Munster get the defensive line up and set.
Can't go anywhere with your player on top.
Tick towards the final 5 minutes of this first half, an engaging first half. It hasn't been perfect from either side.
More!
But boy, are we all in. And Munster create the maul. Have they done enough to turn over possession? Gibson-Park can see it. And the referee seems determined that it will be there for Leinster. Soroka. Furlong shoves Soroka forward for half a metre. Van der Flier almost through a gap between a dog boat and Coombs. Nice little sympathetic pass from Gibson-Park to Osborne. Just took the pace off it, but it's picked off by Cochran. Now, does he have the pace? They're always going after him. Kelleher's going after him, but they're not going to catch him. It's another try for Munster. Ethan Cochran picks it off. And all of a sudden, there are a lot more Munster voices in Croke Park than we thought at the start of the game.
Sounds like it's a home game for Munster, I tell you that. What a read from Ethan Coughlin, an incredible pace to go all the way in. James Lowe, he had Jamison, Gibson-Park chasing him. What a moment just before half-time. Munster coaches will be delighted with that. First off, the defensive effort.
I'm thinking with him,
secondly,
you're losing time, eh?
The referee just asking his TMO to confirm everything is okay.
Peter, you can say to Josh it was okay, the contact with the head.
There was a question about some head contact. That has been dismissed. Crowley adds the conversion. TMO, of course, can still intervene until the point that we restart. There's some concern down there now for Max Deegan. But right here, Ethan Coughlin put a big stamp from a smaller man on this game.
Big time. He's a man who's not afraid of the big moment, and you can see the courage in him there to go for that, to have the class to actually take it and go the length. Fair play to Ethan Coughlin. He's had a fantastic first half here as well. Munster will be delighted with that opening 40 minutes.
Yeah, he's opposite RG Snyman there, and he can see exactly what Gibson-Park's trying to do. He reads the pass, goes for the ball. What a huge play, because Munster are under big pressure.
3 tries to 1. Munster lead it as we
can't reward with the Dakar in between.
Head towards the break. Just under 3 minutes left in this first half. That, as I was saying, has been compelling. It's not perfect. Coughlin goes to the air. Osborne is the one to step forward. Prendergast. We talked about the 10s before the game and how numbers 1 to 9 needed to perform in order for the 10 to perform. And in truth, for Prendergast, his pack just haven't been added in the way that the Munster pack have been.
Yeah, I think what Prendergast craves there, Ryle, is structure.
And now Prendergast is onto an RG Snyman break and bursts into the Munster 22. Advantage being played.
Playing the 9.
Playing the 9, the referee very clear in his decision. Abraham's up so quickly to shut off any opportunity for Soroka to go wide and around that Munster defence. Pulled back by Furlong. Snyman doesn't go to hand, and Tadhg with a big boot to fly hack it downfield, but will go back for the original penalty for playing the 9.
Stefano was playing
it's a tough one on Shane Daly because
for playing the 9.
Yeah, the referee just confirming that.
Sorry. Yeah, it was just a tough one on Shane Daly because he's after coming into the tackle area and making an effort to counter ruck.
Guys.
And Jamison Gibson-Park is, falling to the floor,
anyway,
to highlight to the ref.
For playing the 9. I just the TMO now to check if there was a deliberate knock on here, because I had player in between.
So the referee asking the TMO
yes,
to
he's
see if
touching
it was
the
a
ball.
deliberate knock on.
I need the wide angle.
Yeah. In case it's more than a PK. Otherwise, it's just an option for the location of
So
the
the question is this more than a penalty? Was it deliberate?
Yeah, Stefano, use the wide angle also, please. Did he touch it, correct?
Do you see the clear touch?
Oh.
The previous footage
Tight.
was the one to determine if there was a touch or not. Anyway, Stefano, there is no overlap here.
I think we've seen
So
enough
in
of
case
these to
it's
know
just
that
a
this
PK.
is most
Go
likely
back
going
to
to be yellow cards.
PK in the
And
22.
rightly so.
Yeah.
Go back on the
I'd much
22.
prefer if
From here, it's also
if he
not clear.
got beaten on the outside
Josh,
with Van der Flier, but he put his
here,
shoulder through
it's not a
RG's
clear
ribs.
touch.
That would have been
Anyway,
much
it would
more
have been just
beneficial.
a penalty kick because there is no overlap. So you have a PK here for playing the 9. Happy? Yeah.
There's 3 offences there, all where we're on top of the ball.
All right.
So just if that you're aware of that.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
So the net result
Tadhg, anything you want to
is 2 infringements, but just penalties in the referee's
Back to the
mind.
first infringement,
Josh Van der
playing the
Flier
9.
going, that's a lot of infringements in an area when we are on the attack. Frawley's in for Prendergast, presuming that's a HIA. We'll see what happens the other side of half-time. It's all happening as we head towards the break. Just about a minute left in this half. Can Leinster close the gap?
Maul!
This is where they got their change in the opening 5 minutes. From a maul, from that man at the back, Rónan Kelleher. And they're going about it again, looking. Again, Munster are in, and Munster disrupt. And they've turned it over.
Space, I don't need you now.
And everybody's just trying to get back on their own side.
It's a huge play from Mikey Milner here. He
Time's
just
up,
about
please.
hangs in there.
Time.
And as we've heard so many times in the Munster camp, it's about finding
up,
a
guys. I
way,
just
and
need
we've
the
seen
captain,
that in
please.
this
Just
first
need
half,
two
Simon.
captains.
Unbelievable.
Josh,
What
please.
an effort you saw there. The blind side just
Stefano, in the
opened up for
meantime,
Rónan
you check
Kelleher,
them
but
all.
very wily.
Okay, guys, 39 minutes of a great rugby game. What we don't need, honestly, is 2 of your players provoking each other, reacting. So now, until we are restarting the game, you have a moment to speak to your team, get back to values, and restart to play like that before. Okay? Okay, Stefano, before we're starting the game,
just taking
is there anything in the mall you want to check? Okay. Okay, perfect. So nothing clear, no clear infringement. We will start with a turnover ball.
So after all that,
Turnover.
we'll restart with the scrum, and
Can you hear me?
Munster's put in.
Yeah, far from out of the woods here with the Leinster front row and their whole pack going after Munster at every single scrum. This is going to be a dangerous one now here for Munster. They'll need to get the ball sharply out of this and exit effectively, but it's a lot easier said than done.
Time is on. He's right. The clock is correct. Crouch! Bind! Set! Hold!
In it goes from Coughlin. On comes the pressure from Leinster, and they get it away, Munster. What an effort from Leinster in that scrum. Munster hanging on by their fingertips in that particular facet of play.
Use it!
Coughlin sees the clock go red. And that should be that little bit of afters again. One of the Munster players receiving a bit of medical attention, but I don't think it's too serious. And his colleagues step away. Cracking game. And you know one thing for certain. This ain't done by a long way. And we're off and running second half. Munster lead it by 14. And immediately they get the ball and look to drive Leinster back. What will the message have been from Leo Cullen, do you feel, and the rest of the Leinster staff at half-time, Ian? Because it wasn't a bad performance, but it wasn't where it needed to be.
There was a looseness to Leinster's performance. I think the message will have been very clear at half-time. Get continuity into the game, go multi-phase and try and challenge Munster on the high phase count.
Jan Klein is in for Edwin Adogbo, who I presume took something of a knock because it would feel a little bit early for that particular change to come. Prendergast goes to the air. That kick is probably a little further than he would have liked.
Play on, he's jumping on the player.
Daly, that extra moment Soroka had to back out of it, was never going to compete.
He's jumping on Bruce
Possession is there for Munster. Leinster get the turnover. Munster just a little lazy at the breakdown.
Yeah, they just got caught on the hop there.
So for me, it's clearly jumping on the space.
On the ground,
if it's getting very dangerous on the head,
late when you're getting into your breakdown, especially when you're looking to exit. That's when your foundations need to be rock solid. And on that occasion, Andrew Porter came up trumps. Brilliant kick from Prendergast as well there on a tough angle. That's just what his team and pack would have wanted.
There's Klein into the second row for Adogbo. Here's Rónan Kelleher. Leinster started this game with a maul try in the opening 4 minutes. They're looking at the start of this second half to repeat the dose on Munster. Gibson-Park, who by his own standards was just a little bit off the pace in the first half. However, it is his first game of the season, and you don't question the quality.
Last foot.
There for Gibson-Park again. Garry Ringrose squirms through and gets a bit of forward momentum for the men in blue. Tadhg Byrne does well. Tadhg Byrne kind of things and disrupts at the breakdown brilliantly and gets Munster out of jail. Crowley completes the task. Osborne's thinking about it, thought better of it.
Huge play from that man, Tadhg Byrne. It was a great carry from Garry Ringrose. Munster were short. Had that ball come out, it was inevitable. Most likely a Leinster try. What a big play.
Big play from a big player in a big game. So that's exactly what you want from Tadhg Byrne in that situation. Arguably the best in the world over the ball. So
sorry, he's a man on the ground.
Team needed him on that occasion.
Okay, sorry guys.
RG Snyman with some concerns as Dan Sheehan looks on. Snyman, of course, had a horror show in his first ever outing for Munster in this derby match. He lasted, what, 7 minutes back in 2020, did his ACL. And as we know, did his ACL for a second time. Didn't have a really strong run in his Munster red. And there's concern there, there's no doubt.
Any replacement?
Will he battle on, you think, for another phase or two, see if he can run it off? Doesn't look like something you run off.
No, absolutely not. I hope he's okay. He's been riddled with injury a couple of years, and you know, he had a very difficult time at Munster, but an incredible man off the pitch. He's the heart and soul of any changing room, and I wish him a speedy recovery. Doesn't look great.
He's also had a significant number of miles on the clock this season. It's been a never-ending season for him. The Rugby Championship, of course, for South Africa, just back from that and back into Leinster blue. So Looks like, well, we won't diagnose from this distance, but it doesn't look great. Into the game comes Brian Deeny. Of course, was in that second row down in South Africa. Those first 2 games for Leinster. Pulled back by Ringrose. Prendergast boot to ball. After it goes Jimmy O'Brien. That one bowled up badly for Nankivell, but he did well at the second attempt to get a hold of it. Leinster pour in, but Coughlin has sight of it.
Use it!
It's a good clearing kick from the
inside, guys.
Munster scrum half again. The wind is blowing around in here for all over the place, and being able to control a kick at that distance under that pressure, impressive.
Yeah, he's a fantastic kicker of the ball, as we said earlier, but even when he goes contestable, all of them, he's able to manage to keep them in the 5-metre channel, which makes it so difficult to counter-attack from. So he'll be very impressed with his kicking display. So the coaches will be very impressed with his kicking display so far.
Towards the tail, but inaccurate in the delivery back to Kelleher. So Leinster back a couple of yards from where they started. Tadhg Furlong started at 100 miles an hour, but he's got himself up high when he wanted to be down low. Is that a maul?
Ball is the back.
No, says the referee. Yes, says the referee. The ball was available. That door was shut, I think, by Coombs. And Munster get the turnover at the breakdown. All that coming from a scrappy Leinster line-out.
It was scrappy, and he hung in there, and then it was a good carry initially from Tadhg. He's going for the offload. Coombs spots that and goes in, drives him up, and then once there's a sniff, his teammates were straight in around him and forced that ball. Great turnover.
Tadhg Furlong ended up being on his own because of that line-out collapsing and got super scrappy, and then he ended up being a one-out runner, and if you're running into 2 or 3 Munster lads like that and you run upright, you're going to get held up.
Dan Sheehan into the front row for his first appearance of the season. Rónan Kelleher called ashore.
Crouch!
When you're 21-7 up, Royal, just hanging in there for the first 5 minutes of the half is so important. They've done that. Shut Leinster out on two line-outs around the middle of the field, and then a 5-metre charge.
3 engage. That's the mark. You have the ball.
You'll know this better than anybody, Ian. Being an ex-player of a province that you've been with for a significant amount of time, and you think of Milne and that man that was just in shot, Lee Barron. Big day to come back and play against them, particularly the first time, right?
Yeah, huge, because we're all human beings. We all like to prove people wrong who have doubted us. And look, he made the decision to get into Munster, and I think it's going to be a great move for his career.
Coughlin's feed, narrow side, thought about. Crowley kicks down towards the additional players that came that side, but O'Brien and Osborne
Blue in front,
do enough to deal with it. It isn't going to find touch. Crowley's underneath it and gathers well. Ball presented after a good tackle from Osborne. Here's Jan Klein.
Lost now.
Farrell scored that terrific try in the first half. A little bit of individual brilliance. Ball not controlled, but Leinster illegally at the breakdown.
Leinster had a very good defensive line there. Smart play from Ethan Coughlin, going back down the short side to shorten that Leinster line. And yeah, Leinster in discipline there means a penalty here in a kickable place, but post. Oh, they're gone for the post.
It's a really tough kick. The wind it's really swirling. I don't know if it's favouring any side.
Do you know what I like this decision though? It deflates Leinster's, you know, that atmosphere they created coming out into the second half. They looked like they were up ready. They got Munster down in a tricky part of the field, forced them to defend, and now this just seems it's taken a bit of the air out of the balloon. And if this manages to go over, which it has a good shot at, but
it was a great kick from him to put field pressure on. It was very smart because Leinster have to cover the short side off that scrum, switch back play, and Crowley finds that space, and it could have gone out for 50-22.
Yeah, Mike Prendergast written all over it.
Jack Crowley settles himself. Drives through the ball and drives the ball through the post. He may be outnumbered, but he's a happy man.
It's a great strike from him. You can see it's exactly what you want to do when it's windy conditions. Having the ball turning over slowly so it beats the wind. Great strike.
24 points to 7. Clearing kick will bring play just up outside that Munster 10-metre line.
We've seen Leinster go to a maul breakout play a lot of the time. I feel like they've got to try and take Munster on physically, maybe find a soft edge into that seam of the line out and get their forwards more onto the front foot.
There for Gibson-Park, Prendergast and Van der Flier. Big hit on him by Coombs. Deegan. Ball presented for Gibson-Park, but not a convincing one, but Jimmy O'Brien came to that and did what he needed to do to stop Abraham's picking it off.
Lost now, Red!
Smart from Jimmy O'Brien, because if he hadn't moved towards that ball, it was going to be picked off. Leinster still have it. Prendergast attacks the gap. 3 Munster players converge on him, which means if it comes back quickly, which it can't because of a Munster infringement, there's room out there somewhere. Can Leinster find it? Not on that occasion. Deegan tackled by Barron, but we'll go back for the slowing of the ball as James Lowe and Jack Crowley fight over who can have it. Mill gets involved, and well,
I think everyone held their breath here. Oh my God, it was so close. You called it live, Ryle. It was a subtle change of direction towards the ball from Jimmy O'Brien.
You scream in the face of the other player.
Had he stayed put, that was being intercepted.
And I like the way Sam Prendergast took the ball on there, the way he carried out the back into the channel. He wasn't afraid. He was carrying with intent there, and he ended up getting the penalty. I'd like to see more from that, more of that from Sam.
The opportunity to kick a goal is declined. It is 24-7, but there's still a lot of time on the clock. Leinster feel they need a try. 3 doesn't seem that attractive an option right now. Sheehan, Soroka, Gibson-Park. Henshaw. Deegan, Conan bravely makes the tackle. Still there for Gibson-Park. They're coming fast and from every angle in blue, but Munster get a body or 2 in there. Was it knocked forward?
Leave it!
Still there for Gibson-Park.
Leave it, Red!
Leinster have upped the pace, have upped the ball carries. They're over the line. Can they ground it? Looks like Munster have done enough to hold up Josh Van der Flier.
If they have, that's an incredible defensive effort. What a line from Josh Van der Flier, really putting himself out there, throwing himself about, and that is a great carry. I think Munster might have just done enough. Unbelievable defensive effort from John Klein and Gavin Coombs if they've held him up.
Johnny, what I got is the ball held up. You got anything different?
No, I have nothing.
Okay, we still need to check. Okay, Stefano, come to you. Time is off. On-field decision. No try. I got a ball held up. Check if he reached the goal and he ground the ball before.
Okay, Gianluca. On-field decision is ball held up.
Yes.
Check a possible grounding.
Yes, thanks.
The best angle, I think, is the angle that we've already seen, which is this one, which suggests quite clearly that Gavin Coombs got underneath. Klein then finishes the job, and after that it goes dark. Okay? And
that's a real piece of skill, though, from Coombs being able to do that. It brings back horrible memories of Geordie Barrett doing it to us in the World Cup. But he knows where the ball is there. He's using his body to get in under it, and then real good upper body strength. And Klein comes in, making sure that Josh can't roll out.
Coombs has had a big impact since coming on.
Crowd suggesting that they can see a ball being grounded. The home crowd, that is.
Yeah.
Gianluca, I have the decision.
Yes.
There is no evidence that the ball has been grounded.
Okay.
So you stay with the on-field decision, ball held up.
Okay.
Decision made.
Held up. Time back on.
Leinster love these goal line restarts. Well, they're going to have something ready to go here.
Crowley, Gibson-Park doesn't hold it. Max Deegan at pace. John Ryan, tiring John Ryan. Forward packs put in some shift. Leinster, Munster back inside their 22.
Lost now.
They visibly up the tempo. They need to find an accurate moment as well.
No, it's not lifting.
Prendergast tries to unlock the Munster defence. Wycherley in to make a big
tackle off the ball, Red.
Advantage being played to Leinster. Off the ball tackle against one of the Munster men.
15 off the ball.
Free play again for Leinster. Tadhg Furlong, Robbie Henshaw, Josh van der Flier smashes into the Munster defence that haven't given a yard on that particular phase of play. Cruz makes the tackle. Crowd scream. High tackle. Osborne continues to play. And Leinster continue to come. O'Brien, the latest to carry. Munster's defensive line set again.
There's enough fit there. We go back to the advantage.
And back will go for the advantage for the
number 15 on number 15, Peter, correct?
Without the ball.
We just see Osborne getting taken out by Daly.
Number 1, Red.
Cool.
Number 1 off. No, we can't.
Change coming for Munster in the front row.
And there's a man on the ground.
Michael Milne will make way.
No, we cannot.
Jeremy Loughman comes in.
Again there though, Royal, penalty advantage usually where Leinster are so dangerous because they can throw caution to the wind. But again, Munster hanging in there, finding a way to keep Leinster out.
Their scramble defence has been fantastic. And not only that, in the defensive effort, they're reading off the hit runners so well, and they're getting out to the main threat. And it's proving really difficult for Leinster to break them down, even on penalty advantage when they have that Hail Mary play in their back pocket.
A huge hit in the middle of that, Royal. I think it was Van der Flier and
Nankiville. Soars into the night sky over Croke Park.
Blue down here.
Gathers possession for Leinster. Sheehan not keen to release it to Gibson-Park.
It's through the middle.
Leinster need to be careful that they don't turn this one over. And they've done just that. And that was self-inflicted.
Once they heard the referee early in that play saying it was Leinster who went down at the front.
Blue on the
and then Tadhg Byrne making an absolute nuisance of himself, Simon.
Doing what he does best. He does his best work without the ball. But he is unbelievable. He reads those balls when he can get in, when he has to get out so well. And he always adds another number to the back line when needed. So, no, he is a vital cog in that forward pack. And he's having a great game now. He's really grown into this game.
For all the dominance Leinster have had in this second half, as we 14 minutes in, the scoreboard for the second half is 3-0 to Munster. It's hard to believe.
Has Anthony Foley written all over it. He'll be loving this performance now. I tell you that. Dogged, scrappy, hard work, last-ditch tackles.
Leinster get the penalty at the scrum. The boss can't believe it.
Under pressure.
And having rescued it, they're going to have to rescue it again. From here, Leinster are regularly impressive. Have they got anything in the locker for this moment? Gibson-Park. Munster again scrambled somehow under the post. There for Gibson-Park again. Loads of options for him. Ball, Van der Flier, now Gibson-Park, now Robbie Henshaw.
Away Red now. Lost Red.
Doesn't get there. And Munster
counter-ruck is okay.
And continue to counter-ruck. Now it goes Leinster's way. Up comes Coughlin.
Genuine attempt.
Oh, there's a decision to make here.
Genuine attempt.
Viewing. I think that was a fair attempt. But the replay will be required, and the referee and his TMO are going to have a little work to do.
Both hands to intercept the ball. Scrum.
Two hands, you know. without my Munster hat on, I think that, you know, if you're able to reach for it with two hands and you don't come up with it, that's fair game. And he's after going 80 metres, so he's well capable of doing it. Don't think it had any malice behind it.
Your thoughts, Ian?
Yeah, I'd agree with Simon. I need to see it, a replay here. I was looking at the breakdown as it was unfolding, but look, you've the right to go for an intercept.
Yeah,
it's a genuine attempt to catch the ball.
I thought there was only one arm out there. There's two. There's just no question that that's anything other than a knock forward.
I communicated your counteract was okay, Tadhg. I communicated it.
But that means the one came in and went fell.
I will let a look. Okay.
Yeah,
I got your point. Replacement, guys, please.
And that is the end of Ethan Coughlin's evening. He's got a leg injury in that last passage of play, but he's contributed significantly in the hour that he's been involved, and in his place comes Paddy Patterson.
Excellent performance from Ethan Coughlin. I thought the way he managed the ball around the breakdown, his passing, his box kicking, came up with that huge play in the first half, which resulted in 7 points. Real step up, welcome to the world moment for him.
There's a big future ahead of him. He's highly touted in Munster.
If you're joining us late, the voices of Simon Zebo and Ian Madigan in the commentary box at Croke Park as Jamison Gibson-Park has a little look both sides. It really is prime property that Leinster occupy right now. Munster get a little squeeze and disrupt the scrum, and Tadhg once more the tormentor in chief.
Use it. Off blue.
And Munster have the ball again, and Leinster have had a couple of bites of the cherry in this territory, and so far have not been able to convert.
Blue.
Yeah, Leinster went for a big shove there.
Number 12.
Didn't quite get it. The scrum broke up. And
Number 12, blue.
Tadhg onto the breaking ball. As we see Ciarán Frawley coming on here. But the clock's going to go against Leinster here. They're still 3 scores down with 23 minutes left to go. They need to score before we see the 60-minute mark, I think.
I know Tadhg will get the plaudits, but well done, Jeremy Lockman, on holding down that scrum. Leinster's set piece has been on fire. I think he's made a big impact there early on.
Sheehan around the corner.
The ball.
Gibson-Park. Lee Barron very slow to get back on his feet. He felt that full blast of Dan Sheehan coming around that corner. Back in the defensive line now. Here's Garry Ringrose, who torpedoes himself at the Munster defence.
Ball is here, Jamison. Ball is here.
Porter. Gibson-Park. Deegan, good hands. Prendergast to Jimmy O'Brien. Tackle comes from Prendergast. Or Patterson, I should say.
Roll, he never rolls right.
I tell you what.
Okay, guys.
Tadhg in there again.
Josh.
There's a couple of blue shirts refereeing. Let's hear what the referee has to say.
Screaming at me. I'm about to reward you here for tackle not rolling. Don't run the risk to have the PK reversed, okay? Rolling in the way.
It was illegal from Tadhg, and Leinster getting a warning to not referee the game.
If you want, just wait a second.
I think Tadhg's okay. It's Coombs blocking the ruckers coming in from Leinster, and that's what they were appealing for. But Leinster are scrambling at the breakdown.
Is the hooker
never
down
a great
here?
time when you're appealing to the ref. I think Lee Barron's feeling the pain there.
Are you okay?
Sheehan off the back of that line out took him on, but he got his body in front and managed to stop him.
Time back on, you can go.
The medical rooms are going to be busy next week. I'm sure Andy Farrell is somewhere watching this with one eye on who comes out without any batters and bruises.
Good. Maul.
Dan Sheehan at the back of the Leinster maul. They marched across the
broke
field.
away.
There's no real
Off now,
forward
Red,
momentum
off.
from that Leinster maul. Ball is presented for Gibson-Park. They've set up camp here
Lost now, Red.
and come away with so little in the game. In his second half in particular, there's just no way through that Munster defensive line. It's got to come now, surely, if Leinster feel they can rescue this situation. Munster in over it again. Gibson-Park.
Lost now, away, Red, away.
Wants it, gets it. Up quickly again. John Ryan's put in some defensive shift. Deegan wrapped up by Coombs.
Counter-ward with the tackle.
Only one player on this near side is James Lowe. There's nothing out wide other than Jimmy O'Brien right out on the touchline.
Lost.
Ball there for Gibson-Park once more. Another enormous hit, Jack Klein. Felt that one up here. Prendergast gets to Jimmy O'Brien. Crowley on their feet now, willing the home side home. Into the final quarter of the game, Furlong gets it. Barron makes the tackle. Porter, but again
Lost
that
Red,
5-metre line, never mind the try line, seems unbreachable. Maybe now. Ringrose tries to squirm free and can't.
Lost Red.
Gibson-Park trying to pull the strings for Soroka to find a gap.
No.
Another punch, this time from Lockman in the tackle. Deegan. Every ounce of energy being expanded by both sides. It's compelling, but it's brutal in terms of its physicality.
Ball is here.
The Munster tackling has been ferocious. Their ability to get their body in front time after time.
Last foot.
There's blood spilling, there are muscles aching. And the tackles keep coming and the carries also. Porter and Leinster have dragged themselves inside
Off
the
now.
Munster 5-metre line. Gibson-Park, they go wide. Lowe is wrapped up. Two Munstermen there to make the tackle. One of them is Patterson.
Is your players in between? I can't reward you.
And all the way back, they're shoved. And Wycherley wraps up Furlong. This is an immense defensive effort. And guess who? King is crowned again.
That is unbelievable defensive work from Munster. The body on the line, as you said, Mads, is incredible. They are working so hard for each other. And lo and behold, Tadhg again with an unbelievable turnover. Dennis Leamy will be so proud of this outfit's impact in defence. It's been top-notch. That is...
Here, I believe. Number 3.
Fintan Wycherley has been exceptional. He's got through an immense amount of work. His work at the breakdown in the maul, double efforts. The double effort from Coombs there. He makes the tackle. He must have been exhausted, yet he finds something to get back up, counter up, and disrupt the Leinster ball. Gives his teammates another second or two to get back and readjust. They just kept pounding and pounding, and then Tadhg comes up with the big turnover.
And as you mentioned, Fintan Wycherley, another man who has the right to be disappointed with not being selected in that international squad. And you feel, based on this performance, it would be a different looking squad if it was picked in a few days.
Let's just talk about that while there are a couple of bumps and bruises being seen to and some blood being stopped from spilling on both sides. That performance to this moment from Munster, does that come from the hurt locker? Simon, you've been there. Is that part of this?
Yeah, I think they might have drawn in a lot of inspiration from Axel and how great he was. The week that's in it, they just look like there's a work ethic in this performance that we haven't seen in a long time, and they are nailing it so far. If this continues, yeah, I don't see Leinster getting over for another score.
2 18s have been for Munster. Tom Clarkson, who's in for Leinster. Here's Lee Barron.
Thrown opposition.
Downfield with the kick. Jimmy O'Brien. runs into Abrahams, and then, more worryingly from his perspective, runs in
Okay, let the ball
to
emerge.
Tadhg,
Let the ball emerge.
who's forced to let it go. Almost had it again. Prendergast. Frawley, that one had to be readjusted by Ringrose, and Sheehan out to James Lowe, and there's a little bit of room out wide. Tries to hook it back inside, but there's a Munster hand there to slap it back on their own side, and they have control of the ball again.
Yeah, it's one of the few times we've seen in this game Leinster moving the ball to width, and it was clunky. There hasn't been much subtlety in their game today. They've just tried to beat Munster up, and Munster have more than matched them.
Prendergast. Osborne, good angle run. Terrific tackle from Kelly.
On the ball. Backwards. I'm on backwards all the time.
Backwards twice as the referee. Ball still there for Leinster. That one was not forward. That one was definitely forward.
I know it's early, but that could, you know, I could be the game. 15 minutes out, I don't see them getting over a couple of more times. Mads, I'll let you speak on it, but the attack doesn't look like it's working too well. Munster have them figured out so far. They'll need to vary their game a little bit more to get any change out of this defence. This is an inspired Munster defence, and I don't see Leinster going much here, many places here.
No, guys.
Leinster have had a clear plan going into this game to take Munster on physically, run over them. There hasn't been much subtlety there. And even there, in that last passage of play, Munster were filling the field really well. They've only kept 2 in the backfield. They've heavily weighted having defenders up in the front line, and it's left very little space for Leinster, and they haven't had the patience to put Munster under pressure with their multi-face.
Tadhg Byrne departs the scene. Down the tunnel he goes to a rousing reception, not alone from those in red that were rousing, but recognition of his excellence from those in blue as well, roundly supported or applauded off the pitch.
Time is on.
His ability just to find where the ball is in the breakdown, it is like over and over
I'm not
again.
telling you how to do this. You're not telling
So
me
the
how
metal
to
detector. You know, this guy knows where the goal is, and he comes up with it every time.
Yes, it's off. I'll speak with you. I'll speak with you.
There's still time. It's crazy to think there's still 15 minutes in the game. Leinster get a penalty here, kick the corner, get it back to a 2-score game.
Yes, time off, guys.
Okay, so
what's going on?
Let's hear what the referee has to say here.
Okay, is the mark. It's number 7, Captain Zuja.
John Ryan has got to go in on the flank, because obviously I thought that Tadhg Byrne was being taken out of the game, but he's obviously got a HIA assessment to do, and it means that Ryan, who, well, I have to say looked a little spent because of the defensive effort he put in, has got to come back in, and not alone come back in, play on the flank.
At least he'll add a few kilos there anyway, I tell you that. But they just need to get the ball in and out. That Leinster scrum has been incredible.
Nothing clear. Quick reset again. Nothing clear. Both on the ground same time. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up, please. I'm staying on this side again. Stop talking with the yard. Stop talking with me. Happy?
It's been real rope-a-dope from Munster. They've just absorbed huge amounts of pressure, but when the opportunity has presented themselves, they've worked their way up the pitch really quickly.
Crouch! Bind! Save!
Away from that scrum from Patterson.
Lovely!
Crowley adjusts beautifully to kick in behind, and Abrahams goes through the gears. Munster get men there. Lowe says that was knocked forward. The referee will have a look at it. It was Daly along with Abrahams who got there, and Munster are threatening again.
Both inside. Yeah.
Believe it or not, they're on the verge of a bonus point try.
Hands up, Blue!
3 in the bag already. And now they come around the corner, and at most they're a metre short. O'Donoghue has a little look Ball not controlled, but knocked backwards. Leinster go to work. Referee says it was knocked forward. And there is going to be a scrum to Leinster.
You have a captain.
Referee
I
wants a word.
I know, captain. I want to restart the game unless I have everything clear, okay? Stefano, before I start the game, just make sure nobody tapped the ball.
I think Shane Daly would have been pinged for a knock forward there anyway.
Potentially, yeah. But what a piece of skill from Jack Crowley on the run to get it on the outside of the boot.
It's off the foot
so
of
the
his own
ball
player.
angles towards the touchline, towards the 5 metre, makes it a nightmare for Jamie Osborne. Unbelievable skill under pressure. He's having an incredible game. It's a toss-up between himself and Tadhg, I feel, for the man of the match. But both performing to such a high level.
Yeah, it was really smart play from Munster. The easy option there would have just been 9 to 10, kick it straight away. But they made it look like they were going to run it. Dan Kelly takes it to the line, draws the Leinster backfield up, and then the kick comes in, finding space and putting Leinster under more pressure.
Well highlighted.
Over 100 more tackles made by Munster than Leinster.
And they will love that. They will love that.
Say!
Advantage been played. Leinster, well, caution to the wind has got to be motto right now. And Osborne got caught in two minds, then got caught by Farrell, but there was an advantage back.
Tight head, under pressure.
I'd like to see him take him on there when you have penalty advantage. One missed tackle in that area of the field, and Munster are in scramble mode. You could potentially go the length. When you have penalty advantage, when you're just looking to hack the ball down the field, that's never what you want. Shows the intent from Leinster, I suppose, but
the clock that's the enemy now. So 12 minutes to go. Need 3 scores. 2 of them have to be tries at a minimum.
I'd like to see him there. Get the fend up, give it a go, try and take him on the outside, try anything but kick the ball away when you have penalty advantage. You need more ambition in that scenario, especially when you're a full back and you're coming into the line, you have a man outside you.
Josh van der Flier in midfield to Frawley and Osborne and Lowe. He of the flowing locks that have come loose, and Leinster have the ball up to the Munster half and inside it. They've had squatters rights in the Munster half in this second half, but haven't been able to do anything with them.
Forward and into touch. You have to go out from the breakdown area. Guys, option, Jack. We have a forward pass that goes into line out, so option. Here, Danny. Quick, guys. Line out.
Again, Jack Crowley, like, he gets enough on Lowe to make that offload difficult, forces the knock on, gets his body in front. It's 1 to 15 from Munster and 1 to 23. Everyone has really stepped up physically. Yeah, it's the most impressive physical performance, Simon.
Yeah,
I've seen.
Right up there with brings back shades. Glasgow game a few years ago. That kind of relentless attitude throughout the full 80. But in that Hail Mary play from Lowe, it's a lot easier to go for it when it's Osborne on the exit with penalty advantage as opposed to trying to make something happen when you don't.
Line-out was a little shaky for Munster in their opening 3 performances. It has been rock solid under the pressure of the occasion and indeed the elements this evening.
It's an unbelievable kick from Jack Crowley off his left leg, down splitting the Leinster backfield in half there. I'm amazed how that ball was able to hit the turf for so long. That's not what you want to see from a Leinster point of view. Munster will be delighted with that outcome, keeping them in the right area of the field, and the clock is ticking away. Poor backfield from Leinster there.
Fintan Gunne is in for the final 10 minutes of this one. Jamison Gibson-Park makes way. If it stays as it is, Leinster will have played the first 4 rounds of the United Rugby Championship and lost 3 games. Munster will be 4 from 4. One more match in the opening salvo of rounds before the international break. Leinster home to Zebre next week. Munster have Connacht.
Off now, bro. Yeah, there's our player cleaning. Around the ball. Ball!
Soroka
2 players.
Gets around them and creates the ball. Referee consistent. He called it early, but he's called them early both ways. And Leinster will get the foot into the scrum.
that's what Jack Crowley's kick pressure on the Leinster backfield has
Munster,
meant now.
Munster.
That yes, they've turned over the ball. The clock's still ticking. Now, Leinster only have 8 minutes to notch up 2 or 3 scores. You know, it's game management. It's playing in the right areas of the field, and it's not, you know, being too ambitious to go for the run option on the previous scrum. He's saying, no, I'm going to split the backfield in half here and make them have to exit.
Crooks.
And they did poorly, but look where Leinster are here now. They have to go a long way to score. Good game management from the halfback.
You're spot on, Zeebs, really well explained. Couldn't agree with you more. He's kept the ball in front of his team as much as possible today with the limited opportunities he's had. You saw that with the tackle stats that Munster have had to make. Leinster need to speed up here. They need to speed up. They can still get 2 scores, come away with a losing bonus point.
Substitution for Leinster, number 20, Scott Penny.
Scott Penny comes into the game. Max Deegan is the one to make way.
Come on, Leinster, a bit of urgency. Like, you're 24/7 down. Get to that line out with speed. Get it in.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling, to be honest.
Soroka, Gunne, Frawley. They've looked more than a little off colour of Leinster this evening. That down in no small part to the performance, effort and delivery of same from the Munster 23. Van der Flier out wide. Lowe around the corner. Nackaville there. He won't give an inch. And Munster turn it over. And there, in a moment, has been the story of the game.
It is. And Nackaville epitomises Munster's spirit today. I'm sure he was gutted not to be starting, Zeebs. Yet he's done an incredible job on that right wing, and then coming up with a turnover like that.
He slotted in there seamlessly. I thought his defensive work in the first half, covering kicks, covering the backfield really well from a centre who's put in such a big game to defend out there for as long as he has been top-notch, and that's not just his first poach. He's been over the ball on multiple occasions, and James Lowe's got zero joy out of him down that channel, and yeah, it's been a great performance. I think he'll add winger now to his CV.
Winger and the best hamstrings in the game.
Second to you, of course, my man. Those little hammies.
Don't think he has them shaved like me.
Big impact from Clayton McMillan. Must be sitting there going, this coaching lark is easy. You just come north and you win 4 out of 4, but he'll be thrilled with the attitude again of his side. He's talked a lot about the attitude and about the small margins of everything being done right and scrapping and fighting and going back to the Munster way, along with all the skill and the ability that's there. And he's got a real tune out of this squad so far.
In the chest. Chaser.
He certainly has, Ryle, and he's been really consistent in his messaging with the media, talking about his team, finding a way, going back to the basics. And that's what Munster have simply done today. They've done the basics really well, putting Leinster under pressure.
Simon Zebo departs commentary down to pitch side to join Ross and the rest of the team. At full time here is Scott Penny and Leinster inside the final 5 minutes. All the big names back. And Leinster, at the end of this evening, they'll have to have a long look at themselves and what's happened in the opening weeks of this season.
Never on the
Munster
ball,
in after it again.
on the chest. That's true.
I mean, Leinster look a little shell-shocked at this point.
No.
I'm yet to remember a game where I've seen so many passes and offloads go to the deck. It's just been so disjointed. They've come in with a clear game plan of trying to beat Munster up. It hasn't worked, and they haven't gone to plan B at any point.
And that kick is just handing it back and willing Munster on to have a go at a bonus point. And Abraham has pace and a step, just gets the pass away. Oh! I think he's done it! Munster may have the bonus point win.
Yeah, time is off.
The TMO is going to be the one that decides it. But if it isn't there, it's very, very close.
You have anything clear, Peter?
Check, touch and grinding.
Okay, perfect. So, Stefano.
And those voices you hear are
You don't have a grounding,
voices.
correct? Okay, Stefano, on-field decision, no try. But check the line out first, and then if there is a grounding, please.
Okay, on-field decision, no try. Check if there is a grounding.
And the touch first.
So the referee
Touch
is
first
saying
and the grounding.
no
So
try on field. TMO is going to have evidence to overrule him. Great pass. Oh, it's going to have to be slowed down.
I think Frawley saves the day here, just about as he
So
goes
Luca,
to dot it
yes.
down.
Do you have the footage?
Short.
Yes,
The ball is
Short.
clearly short,
yes.
and the 22 player is joining.
Okay, Stefano, play it through again, please. And slow it down. So we are clearly short, and there is no line out.
Correct.
That's no try.
So, Stefano, what I'm seeing now, and I want to have a look, is the action of number 22 as he joins the tackle from the side. Am I correct?
Yes, you're correct. He's arriving on the ground and he's joining the tackle area
Yeah.
when the ball is in the field of play.
And he is in the field of play as well. So we clearly have a cynical infringement by the number 22. I just want to make sure if a probable try would have been scored.
Okay, Gianluca,
So
which footage do you prefer?
the wider one.
The wide one.
Okay, here is short. Okay, he's rolling in a dynamic movement. He's trying to place the ball, so he's still in a chance to place the ball. So now let's go close, narrow, please. Here we go.
Yes, this is the close one.
Yes, Stefano, you can go back on me.
Yes, Gianluca. Give me a second.
Yes, Stefano. So we got a tackle in the field of play. Number 22 is joining the tackle from the side. The ball and the number 22 are in the field of play. There's still momentum by the ball carrier, so probably try would have been scored without the action of number 22. Somehow penalty try, yellow card, number 22.
Penalty try, bonus point try.
22, it's penalty try. Why? Because you cannot join the tackle from the side.
To join the tackle. I have to say I'm confused by it. I'm not going to pretend otherwise.
I'm as confused as you here, Ron.
Yes.
It's in the act of a tackle. You're allowed to enter the tackle from any direction.
Time off.
It's in the act of scoring, so there's no offside. And he's only targeted the ball. There's no head
Happy with
contact.
subs, can I go?
That's one that just doesn't make sense. But look, let's not
Wait a
have it
second.
mar what's been an incredible
Time is
contest.
off. Time is
and I
off.
actually think Munster, for
Guys,
how they've played,
are
they're
you
fully
okay with your
deserving of
placement?
their bonus point win. They hung in there incredibly well after the half-time break. The 15-minute onslaught from Leinster,
still off.
where they just went toe-to-toe until Leinster crossed that white line. And even when they crossed it, Munster found a way to get in under the ball. Gavin Coombs with a great play, resulting in a goal line restart. As you've seen, over 100 more tackles for Munster today.
Use it. Use now.
Crowley at the back of the breakdown. Abraham's kept it in, and now the referee, or his assistant, I should say, puts a flag up. Well, whatever version you had in your head of how this game was going to play out, if you had 31 points to 7 in Munster's favour with a bonus point,
okay,
I
so
suggest
knock
you
on in the
go
tackle.
quickly to the newsagent to get
There's a
this
knock on in
evening's
the
lottery
tackle by
numbers.
Red.
I agree, Royal. And we said before the game,
Hold
Munster need to start quickly. They didn't. Leinster went 7-0 up. And
Advantage over.
And then Jimmy O'Brien slaloms his way through. Yeah, they went 7-0 up, and then, frankly, they've been outplayed, outthought, outmuscled at times. Penny into the 22, Tadhg, who obviously went through that HIE process and is fully fit to continue. Prendergast, Ringrose out wide, it will go. Soroka's out here, ball bounces up. Abrahams gets to him, does enough to hold him up until Wycherley arrives to shut the door. And we're inside in the last 2 minutes. 14-man Leinster, Frawley in the bin.
He's on the way. Advantage in the way.
Advantage being played to Leinster. Gunne sees a little gap. Tired Munster bodies, but still defending for all their work. Advantage being played to Leinster, remember. It's just about consolation now, no more about putting a gloss on a scoreboard that is very much in the favour of red.
Lost now, red, leave him. Still advantage for rolling.
Driving towards the line, Leinster once more. How many times have we said that in this second half? How many times have been this close and not been able to convert? I've lost count.
Back to the infringement, not rolling.
James Lowe and Dan Kelly go at it.
Guys, stop each other.
Bit of frustration there from Leinster and a bit of Munster letting them know, yeah, we're back.
Yeah, well, when you've been on the receiving end for as long as Munster have, and I know they won that semi-final of the URC a couple of seasons back with that magnificent Crowley drop kick. And Leinster underestimated them on that day, but this is a fully loaded Leinster side. Lions back, internationals back, and Munster have put down a marker. Leinster won't like it, but in truth, for the game in this country, this is exactly the sort of performance and evening
so semester
that does the game good.
Rugby. Still probably one or two places to go. You speak to your players, you get them back to Venice now. Otherwise, even if the time is over,
you need teams to beat each other for it to be a genuine rivalry. That hasn't happened in the last 3, 4, 5 seasons, barring that semi-final. It's a contest like this where we've got the best players out on the pitch. The subplots of Crowley, Prendergast.
I'll let you know.
Both teams needing a win at the start of the season. You're talking about international selection. And Munster have come out on top.
Confirmation, Jack Crowley is the man of the match. Dropped by Van der Flier under pressure from a tackle. And that is another defensive step.
So it's cynical, Stefano, correct? Put it on the screen, please, Stefano. We have a cynical action, correct? Yeah. Screen? Yeah.
Tell you what, it's all going off.
We are talking about cynical action, playing the number 9. Just get me the number and the footage on the screen, please.
"73 minutes since Leinster scored.
Which player are you talking about, Stefano?
Give me a second.
Stefano, this one is the pillar, the tackler, correct?
I think it's Jack O'Donoghue who got a hand.
This is the... I'm checking the number, Gianluca. Is the player on the floor.
So we clearly have an infringement, Stefano, you are saying?
Yes. Okay. There's a player on the floor in the ruck that is attacking the hand of the player.
Okay. Slow it down. Stefano, I didn't see anything there. Stefano, c'è un'immagine chiara?
Sto cercando il... I'm searching, I'm trying to find the numbers. The first is 2, I don't see the other one. Give me a second. Okay, it's wide. Okay,
that one on the ground.
Okay, do you see?
Yes, is the one standing up now, correct?
Yes.
So it's Gavin Coombs, if I'm not wrong. Number 20.
Perfect, thank you very much.
Number 20.
Now it's Munster's turn.
No, Tadhg.
Don't have a player with a sin bin, but he cares not one bit.
No, wait.
Another man who would have been disappointed to not have started. That's the measure of the man. What attitude he showed today, coming off the bench and backing up a great first half performance from Gleeson.
Leinster go and go again. And this time, are they over? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. It's Scott Penny who will finish on a high for Leinster, but it's a very small high.
It's only a consolation try. It's going to be a lot of thinking time for Leinster after this game. When you go in with a clear strategy and it fails as badly as it did today, you don't want to be going back to the drawing board after 4 rounds of the URC with half of your squad departing for international duty.
And the conversion attempt is good, and that is that. No trophies or medals handed out in October, but psychological foundations are laid